So anyway, welcome to our seminar on stress management during the pandemic. Let me begin by introducing myself. I'm Jerry Hafer. I work with the AMAC Foundation, with AMAC and the AMAC Foundation, and I'm happy to have you with us today. The Association of Mature American Citizens, AMAC, is an organization that has been in operation since 2007, for those of you that are not familiar with us. We are an organization that advocates for seniors. We represent our seniors, our members, are over 2.2 million members in Washington, and making sure that senior issues are appropriately addressed. For example, healthcare issues affecting seniors, Social Security, basically anything that affects seniors. AMAC takes its direction from its members and has a strong lobby presence in Washington, again, to make sure that we are advocating for seniors. It's a very, very vibrant organization and is growing rapidly. We are, as I said, at 2.2 million members and growing rapidly. So we are the conservative alternative. We promote conservative views, and again, we advocate for seniors in Washington. AMAC Foundation is AMAC's public benefit corporation arm. We are a 501c3 registered in Florida. And basically, the AMAC Foundation mission is supporting and educating America's seniors. And we do that in a number of different ways, one of which is we operate several websites, very robust websites, topical websites, really. One titled socialsecurity.report.org, and that is a compendium, a very information-packed compendium of information about Social Security, the background of Social Security, breaking legislation about Social Security, legislation underway in Washington, just to keep the public informed about what's going on in the Social Security area, which is getting to be a pretty hot topic these days and will continue to be as we move through the next decade. So we use the socialsecurity.report.org to keep our members and also the general public aware of what's happening in Social Security. That's a site that's updated 5 days a week with breaking news and a lot of helpful information about Social Security. So that's socialsecurity.report.org. The other site we operate is medicarereport.org, and that's similar to Social Security report site, but focused on Medicare and healthcare. So I would encourage you to take a look at those two websites for information on those topics. The amacfoundation.org website is our main site, and that carries a lot of information about what's going on in the foundation, events. We have a section called podcasts, which is dedicated to Social Security, and it's over 100 individual podcasts about how Social Security actually operates, and that's a searchable site that if you have a particular interest in something about Social Security, you can find a podcast on that, which is really a recording of a radio program that we've done about Social Security. The foundation.org website also has a blog page that every Monday morning we produce a blog on a topic of interest to seniors, and that's a very well referenced website as well, web page I should say as well. So amacfoundation.org is another site that I would encourage you to look at to stay abreast of what's going on in the foundation. And there's an events page on there where we advertise upcoming events like this one today and how to register for it. So those are the three websites we maintain. We also our flagship program, I should say, is our Social Security Advisory Service. We have 5 accredited advisors on staff who handle questions about Social Security. Social Security is very complex, and we have been trained and accredited to answer those questions. It's a service that's free to the public, and basically we handle more than 400, on average, more than 400 inquiries each month about from people that are just trying to understand, that are approaching Social Security, perhaps aging in, and just don't really understand. So we handle those inquiries. And that is a very popular and very active site. service for us. And then finally, we conduct seminars of the kind we're doing today. Up until the pandemic hit earlier this year, we did 2 to 3 public seminars, face-to-face seminars on topics relevant to seniors, Social Security, veterans issues, financial fraud, risks for seniors, that kind of thing. And through the years, we've done an average of 2 to 3 of those each month. And then we interrupted that, of course, with the pandemic, and we're easing back in now with the virtual approach with webinars like this. We've done a few so far. We're still ironing out the kinks of communication, but it's the way I think that we'll be operating for, well, who knows? I don't know how long the social distancing issues are going to continue. I don't think anybody does. But for now, we're going to continue with the virtual seminars. And if you check the events page on the amacfoundation.org site that I mentioned, you'll see the upcoming webinars that we have, and we'll be adding to that as time goes by over the next couple of weeks and months. So that's basically a quick overview of AMAC Foundation. I'd like to introduce Gloria Puerto. She is our speaker for today, and we're really looking forward to it. I'm going to ask her to self-introduce. Just give us a minute or two about your background, and also introduce Chris. So if you would, Gloria, if you would take it over, I'm going to promote you to host right now, and then you can take over. So, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Stress management. When you ask for something, you need to be very careful what you ask, because then life start proving if you're ready or not. So my name is Gloria Puerto Ivy. I'm the community educator and liaison for VITAS Healthcare. VITAS is a hospice service provider in Lake and Sumter. However, we are nationwide, over 13 states. And in Florida, we cover pretty much all Florida. But you're more than welcome to visit our website, vitas.com, and you can find more information. I'm here with Chris, but I want to allow Chris to introduce himself.
Hi, I'm Chris Shepard, and I'm the Volunteer Services Manager with VITAS. As Gloria mentioned, we serve most of the nation and all of Florida practically. We were invited by the Lake and Sumter County governments to begin service in this area in January of 2018. Hospice is all about stress relief for a family during the darkest days of their lives, the most challenging. And we have the privilege of connecting people to our movement, to our mission, and we receive a lot of joy from that, even in the stress. We appreciate so much AMAC and what you do to serve seniors throughout the nation, not only in this area of the village of Lake and Sumter County, but throughout the country. We admire your mission and appreciate the partnership. Gloria is our community educator. She does an amazing job. Gloria is from Bolivia or Colombia. I'm sorry. I met a man from Bolivia for breakfast. That's bad. I knew I would do that. Yeah, she was contacting me this morning. I said, I'm at an event right now. And then I thought, I'm going to say she's from Bolivia. And that's exactly what I did. Anyway, so Gloria is from Colombia. And the reason why we do this together is because we have fun, but also, and we work well together, but also we kind of play the Lucy Desi comedy hour. Gloria has a little bit of an accent, if you can tell. And I do too, but at least it's a North American accent, what I have, versus a South American accent. And so, sometimes I'll jump in and play the Lucy card and correct Desi, who's my partner here, so that you can have a better understanding of what's going on. She's already phenomenal, so she really doesn't need my help. But we're enjoying it together. So I'm gonna turn it over to Gloria now.
Well, thank you, Chris. I cannot believe you forget where I am
I
from.
didn't.
All right.
I set myself up to be stressed. I was worried about getting here. All this is happening. I'm thinking, she's from Colombia, she's from Colombia, she's from Colombia. And what did I say? Bolivia. That's like saying I'm from Canada. I'm not from Canada. Okay. All right.
Part of our job is really stressful, and the families and the patients going through a lot, and it is nothing that we can do about the emotions and everything that they go through. I think is very individually. However, how you manage all that stress, how you manage that situation, and understanding is very important. You notice we laugh, we have fun, but most of the time we need to understand that we need to laugh, and we need to laugh from what we do. So you know, this is gonna be all day thing with Bolivia, and I love my Bolivia friends, so I hope anybody get offended, but well, let me share our presentations, our presentation right here. And it took a little bit to be ready. So everybody see the presentation mode? I mean, the ones that are in the computer, the one that is on the phone. I'm so sorry. Okay.
Can they see it? Now that they can see it?
Yes, they say yes.
Oh, okay, great.
You can see the faces here.
I just wanted to tell you as we start this, which face are you? She's going to tell you, ask you that question, but you know, I might be all three at any given time. Have you met one person this year who does not say, I cannot wait for 2020 to be over? And then, because who would have thought in January 1st that we would be encountering all the things that we have encountered that have changed our culture and our nation? And you know, people tell me it's the new normal. I can't wait for the new. I don't want the new normal. I want the old normal. And that in itself stresses me out when people say, oh, I can't wait for the new normal. So, you know, this is very appropriate what we're talking about today, and you take it away, Gloria.
What is stress and how affect your body? Well, we need to understand that stress is not only an emotion. It's actually a physical reaction. It's a high-wired physical response that makes your body strong enough to activate the primitive fight or flight stress response.
Absolutely, yeah. You might think, you know, living here in Florida, we encounter so many insects and reptiles and different things. I just moved into a new house and it's inhabited by skinks. If you know what they are, they're very slimy lizards, and they are not like our typical out in the yard. And every time I see one, I don't even have to think about what I'm going to do. It's just automatic. And it's usually I want to fight, they want to flight, and then I'm frustrated. But the stress, what I'm telling you is all of us encounter stress in different ways, right? And we don't have to think about our response. The response is just automatic.
The short term that you say can be advantageous. I mean, we need to run, we need to jump, we need to do whatever it takes to save our lives, right? However, activate too often or too long definitely can be very bad for your body, especially not only the change in your brain, because your brain changed chemically, but as well also damage many of other organs. And let me explain to you why that happened, right? How is this stress damage our organs? Well, in our kidneys, we have that little yellow like bean that you see in the top of that. That's our kidneys, and the yellow one is our adrenal gland. Thank you, love. Here we go.
She says love, but she's really kicking me under the table.
I know, that's what I love, to put you on the spot. Here we go. That gland produces stress hormones like cortisol, epinephrine, and norepinephrine. Epinephrine is known as well like adrenaline. So, yes. So what happened is that they go from those glands in our kidneys and go through entire blood vessels, and they get into our heart. The adrenaline causes the heart to beat faster. So when we start triggered by the stress factor, like the presentation is not going, the camera is all frozen, people are waiting and they didn't even call, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? What happened is that all that stress hormones get in your body, get in your blood vessel, get into your heart, and you start feeling palpitation. Raise your hand if you in a stressful moment feel like your heart palpitate a little bit faster. Raise your hand so I know that you're good. All right, most of you. But what happened is that if that is chronic, if you start putting that stress all the time, what happened is that they raise your blood pressure and over time can causing hypertension. Not only that, cortisol can also cause endothelium. Endothelium is an inner lining of our blood vessels. And studies and scientific studies show that this is a trigger, and this is the first factor to process into a star something called arteriosclerosis. That is cholesterol plaque built in our arteries. So not only we getting our blood pressure, but as well we are triggering those cholesterol plaques. They start forming in our arteries. And guess what? It's really bad, right? So calm down, Chris. Calm down, Jerry. We can do it. Just breathe, because guess what? All those things together, this is chances to increase your heart attack or a stroke. All right. How that works? Well, we have our brain. And our brain starts to identify that stressful situation, activate the autonomic nervous system. They communicate right there with our enteric or intestinal nervous system. Yes, people, we are connected. Our brain and our gut have that relationship. Nervous system connected. So that actually go to our digestive system. And you know what? They create some butterflies. So it's when we start feeling like, oh my gosh, what is happening? I have like something in my stomach when I get nervous and I get, all this stress situation. Well, that is like natural rhythmic contractions is what move your acids, your food, everything in your stomach. What happened is that when you identify and the brain sends this, starts sending all this message, it actually can affect your movement and leading to irritable bowel syndrome. So that's when people need to get some, I'm gonna be nasty here, diarrhea, or get like constipation.
Problems.
Exactly.
Acid reflux, and many times that's caused by stress.
Exactly. Is when they increase the gut sensitivity. That's what you're saying, and that acid feels like heartburn. Okay. Other than that, as well, this can affect the composition and function of your gut. Bacteria affect your digestion and overall health. And talking about overall health and fat, do you think the chronic stress affects your waistline? Say yes. Eileen say yes. What about you, Jerry? What do you think? Chronic stress can affect it? Let me explain to you why. Cortisol increases your appetite. So more cortisol running in your body make you get this need for comfort food.
What about the people, though? I'm going to ask a question. Maybe you're going to address this later. I was with someone this morning, a group of people, and someone told me that they've lost 15 pounds during the pandemic, that they are not trying to lose weight, they're just losing weight.
There's many things related with that. However, the damage in the gut bacteria, the digestive symptoms and all that make you crave for it, but your system do not even take it. It's metabolism. So can do a metabolism go too fast that even get the nutrients that they need, or they get actually a slow metabolism. which means that you are getting all this food. Guess this is depends of the metabolism of the person that you are talking about. However, in the general, the cortisol make you reach for those comfort food. And the reason why is this. What is the food that give you energy? Carbohydrates, right? They give you the glucose. They give you actually that strength. So the body is saying, oh my gosh, we need to run, we need to jump, we need to be prepared to get and address that situation. However, physically, some of this stress is not life-threatening. It's just the computer didn't want to work or the internet didn't want to work, but that's not.
I forgot to wear my mask in the Publix and I don't have any time, and now I have to go back and get it because I can't even go in the store.
Yeah.
Where shopping used to be a pleasure and now it is no more.
You get it.
Okay.
No, he is so red. Oh my gosh, you will enjoy the second part of my presentation for sure. Here we go. But they increase calories, they increase the fat. But when they increase the fat, this hormone, right? They increase the visceral fat or deep belly fat. And actually the deep belly fat is an organ that activate and release hormones and immune system chemicals. Those chemicals are known like, I practice this word a lot. Cytokines. The cytokines, they are the ones to help your body. However, when they are wrong, that they lost the thing that they need to do because of stress, they actually develop chronic disease, such as heart disease and insulin resistance, because they start attacking your own body. Now, the insulin resistant, and I'm gonna be very, I want this to get in your mind. People that have diabetes, that probably work very well with the food, very well with the medication, do some exercise, but do not manage the stress, their levels of glucose and the levels of sugar in the blood always gonna be high. Unfortunately, people with diabetes that they have a high levels of stress, it's very hard for them to control the blood sugar levels. So very important. Are you see how much this affected? Check this out. These cytokines prepare to fight invaders, so they protect our bodies and they help us to heal after any injury. So another thing that diabetes have is that people with diabetics, they don't heal well, right? But if plus they have this high levels of stress, make this particular chemicals in your body, that your immune system to not work well, which make it harder to heal. Now, they attack your own body. Chronic stress can dampen the function of some of your immune system, and that is make your body more susceptible to infection or slow the rate to heal, like I already said. So not only we are damaging our heart, our arteries, we're getting some weight, we're damaging our digestive system, but as well your immune system. Not only that, this scientific proof in a lot of studies that associate with shortness of telomeres, that is the shoelace in the end of the chromosome. So what you're seeing, that little H, pink and blue, that is like a chromosome, right? Your DNA connect with all the chromosomes. So the blue part that you see there are the shoelace band. And that's the measure of the cell's age. With chronic stress, those get short, which do not allow the cell to reproduce, to heal, that damage the DNA not only, but get you old. So we getting older. Yes, you getting older and older if you keep your stress on because you don't allow yourselves to rejuvenate and to develop correctly. Well, another thing that can happen, acne, hair loss, sexual dysfunction, headaches, muscle tension, difficult concentrated, fatigue, and irritability.
I need a day off.
Both of us, believe me. This is the part that I like. When I do a presentation like this, people get so like, this is the stress management? You're putting me more stress. I'm dying with all the things that I'm doing, all right? You're saying all these bad things that happen in my body when I have stress. Well, the reality is that stress is always going to be, first of all, because it's actually a reaction of your body. It's to protect you. But the environment, it's always going to have something. The secret is to how long you allow those feelings, those trigger points, those stressors to affect your body. So this is where we are kind of line up for stress management skills. So I'm going to start in the bottom, sleep habits. This is one of the most important things when you want to manage your stress. Sleep habits. Sleep deprivation creates so much damage in your body that generate a lot of issues, hormone issues, and a lot of emotional issues as well. So people that do not have good sleep habits do not get a lot of health and a lot of these stressors like bigger, right? What happens when you don't sleep well? You wake up multiple times, you couldn't really get into, and then you wake up around 7 in the morning and you have to work, you're already late because the last hour you get only to sleep, you just sleep it in the wrong time, right? Your alarm go on, and then when you wake up, you kick the bed with your feet and you hurt yourself, and you have the coffee in your hand and then the coffee spit on you. It is a different things. Why? Because first of all, when you don't sleep well, you're not alert enough. You lost your concentration. It is easy to really get distracted, and your body do not respond in the way that you respond. So take in consideration how you sleep. And that is the first thing that I really want to highlight in the stress management skills. The second one is a healthy diet. Yes.
Now, there's so many Americans, it's known, have a huge problem with sleep, getting enough sleep.
Yes.
There are many different ways to approach sleep deprivation and loss. And many of them, there are prescriptions that are, different things like that, but there are also things that you can do yourself. And you can learn to do things to quiet your mind without outside things going on. I want to urge you, if you're having a problem getting to sleep at night, or if you're waking up at 1 in the morning and staying awake till 2 or 3 or whatever before you go back to sleep, don't give up. Search out methods that will help you quiet your mind, because that's why you're not sleeping, that will help you quiet your mind so that you can sleep. There are 101 ways to do this, and there are many ways to do this without medication, and always that's the best way. So find your way, whatever it is. You can start today. You can research it online. You can talk to friends. You can talk to a holistic doctor, whatever the approach might be, but find your way, because you can fix this problem if you resolve to do it. Mm-hmm. And it will make a dramatic impact upon the way that you live your life.
And actually, a good step is to not have TV in your room. Oops. Guilty. But the TV in the rooms are actually really bad because any light that your brain perceives deactivate the action of the melatonin. So you need to try to be dark when you're going to sleep and not TV. So healthy diet, obviously, is like number one for everything. Any chronic disease, anything, but include the stress. All right? Because the cortisol. Yeah.
That's true. And there's such a movement in our nation these days to avoid all red meat. You know, sometimes I bring this up because we always need to have balance. I have a friend who was having some major problems with his back and went to a doctor and the neurologist said, your tests show that you do not eat red meat. He said, you need to be eating some red meat. I'm not telling you to eat it every day, but what are you doing if you're not eating red meat? How are you replacing that mineral, those vitamins, that nutrients in your body? So we need to be careful when we're going down a path. Maybe we are a person who can't eat red meat, but we need to be doing things to replace what that red meat would give us. Whatever we eat, it's so important that we have a balance and are maintaining our bodies in the way that they should be governed.
And as well, I highly recommend to have, when you're doing like a diet, well, diet is anything that you eat, but when you have like a nutritional diet, make sure that you talk with a professional, because diets that you find in the internet, oh, well, my friend do this, the keto diet, or no, they are just doing it this way, and no, if you drink some vinegar in the morning with lemon and tea and whatever, you're gonna get, no, because what worked for one person not necessarily work for you. People that are on some kind of medication, eating greens can be really bad. Eating any type of vitamins, you need to know what you're eating, what is your medication, so that is important. And thank you for bringing in Chris, because it's important that you consult a nutritionist or a professional that can do a blood test, see what is good for you, not good, and then from there you start working out on that. But healthy eating is just like McDonald's every day. Sorry for the brand, but fast food every day, eating just whenever, have long terms of fasting, all that. It's important to have it in mind. Exercise. Exercise is very important. And people think that exercise is only gyms. Like you have to be in a gym, you have to be in a Zumba class. If you don't, sweat, this is not working, and not necessary. You need to be mindful of your conditions, and as well, what other things I can do as an exercise. So I really enjoy, and I really see big difference in people that practice low impact exercise like Tai Chi. Tai Chi is a really great exercise for your core, for your balance, for your mind, for your spirit. Anything that can help with that type of non-aggressive type of exercise. Walking can be very good. Oh, I need to walk like an hour in order to, it's just like divided. I don't have time. I don't know where to go. With the pandemic, I cannot go anywhere. Well, you know what? You have options. No, I cannot do exercise because my knees. Okay, you have a chair in your house for sure. Okay, you can do exercise if you have a chair, even in your wheelchair, if you're in a wheelchair. With anything right now, it's so many things that you can, and you can do your research. YouTube can be very well on that, but always contact your physician, your doctor, and you say, hey, I'm thinking in drum exercise. What is that? I think I can do it. And say, well, yes, you can do it. Drum exercise is fun. It's like you are doing like music and dancing, just sitting down is fantastic. So that, and that is linking with the self-limitation.
Exercise and self-limitations, all of this, just keep in mind, has to do with your stress management. And some of the COVID experts in the nation are really saying that one of the best things to combat COVID is to perspire. So whatever you need to do to get outdoors and have a little perspiration, because that releases some poisons from your body. And it doesn't matter how you exercise, but sunlight is important for you every day. We live in Florida. Many of us do that are on this now. And sometimes the reason we moved here is so that we could be in the sunshine state. You know, be out in the sunshine and perspire in some way. It's a good goal for you to have every day. How am I going to perspire today? Seriously, it will help you in your stress. It will help you in your health. It will relieve your anxiety.
Like 10 minutes in the morning, 10 minutes at the afternoon, 10 minutes, and at night is 30 minutes during the day. When they say 1 hour, 45 minutes, 30 minutes, not necessarily needs to be all at the same time. So you divide your thing. All depends, and that's with the self-limitation. You know what you can do, how long you can do it, and you can divide that. And if you live in a 55 and plus communities, but they have activities, don't only go for the bingo. You definitely can do, and they have a bunch of things that can support and help you. Reduce noise. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later in the presentation. Friendly social network. You need to have friends. And when they talk about social distancing, really what they are talking about is physical distancing. We are socials. We cannot isolate, because that brings a lot of issues mentally and emotionally. So have that friendly social network that you know that you can call at any time. Just the fact that you are here in this presentation, learning something new, maybe see the frozen faces of your friends when your computer does not work. At least you are doing something to socialize. That's important. No, I'm trying to go. I don't know how long we have. Meditation.
Before we go on for the friendly social network, I just want to give us all a challenge. Maybe you already take the challenge, but you know the impact that a smile can have upon you, just if you're out and about and someone smiles at you. Smiles are proven to reduce stress. I don't know if you know that or not, but they are. So if you could just make it a goal that when you're in the grocery or wherever you are, that your goal when you leave is that you're going to smile at the clerk, that you're going to say something pleasant, you're going to smile at the gas station, because that in itself reduces stress and anxiety within your body. It's incredible, those little things that make a difference, and it's building that friendly social network. So we're moving on to meditation, and as she does, I just want to throw in something here because she's getting ready to show you something. One of the every religious, major religion in the world stresses meditation. Every major religion in the world also stresses gratitude as part of meditation and throughout the day. Gratitude is proven to reduce stress and anxiety. Gratitude is not an emotion necessarily, it's an act of the will. So in your life, how are you practicing? I'm asking myself too, how are you practicing? How am I practicing gratitude? We have to choose to practice it. And there are so many things that we can be grateful for. And it's unbelievable, no matter where we live in the world, no matter what our occupation, no matter how we're doing financially, there's always something to be grateful for. And that gratitude that we practice will reduce stress. So I urge you to start your day practicing gratitude, whether you need to make a list, whether you need to be still, and then in a few moments after being still, start practicing gratitude. Practice it throughout the day. Make it a goal. Practice gratitude. It will reduce your stress. It will reduce your anxiety. It will put more smiles on your face. It's like a catalyst that will reduce stress in all areas of your life. It's one of the key things, and it's so interesting that every world religion stresses it.
And when we say laugh, and laugh to the, the people whatever you are, with the mask, right? It's like, oh, they don't know that I'm laughing. Yes, they know. Your eyes show how you are. So even laughing with the mask on, do it, because people can see it. You know that I did a social, I'm bad. So I did a social experiment. So in the grocery store, I start walking, and then I smile, and other people smile to me back. And I was just like doing like, the serious face on me, and people were like, where she is looking, why she's mad. So it's funny, but at the same time, we need to adapt. I know you get all stressed out, that you want you all norm, and you don't want the new normal, and I get it, Chris. I get it. However, in the social environment where we need all to put a little bit of flexibility, a little bit of our effort in order to everybody be good and safe. So we need to understand that maybe it is probably never going to come back to the old, but then we need to realize how we can play what we have right now and try to utilize our time and utilize our things that we are learning from now to make it happen. Because reality is we cannot control everything. So if you understand that you don't need to control, the only thing that you can do is what you can do, when you start to relieve a lot of that stress. Do what you need to do. What other people do, unfortunately, is out of your hands. It's out of your hands. Well, what is in your hands is the time management. You can actually, check this out. I'm driving from Ocala to Eustis, and I say it was 50 minutes around, but I didn't count the traffic. The school already started, and a lot of things changed. So 50 minutes drive turned into an hour and 15 minutes, which is stressful. So guess what? Next week, probably we are looking for another place to meet Christopher, because then I'm not gonna be stressed. Why? We need to be mindful. If now with the Zoom meetings, let me tell you, this is the best option in the world, because I have meetings in Claremont, and then in Sorrento, and then in the villages, and I didn't move from my computer, from my desk. So time management for everything, for your exercise, for your sleep, for everything that you can actually coordinate. All right. Now let's go a little bit more in the coping with the stress during this COVID and this pandemic. That is really what everybody here, I guess. So the last 2 minutes is what you're coming. Here we go. So the coronavirus disease, 2019, because, and people are asking, why COVID-19? Well, because 2019 was when they started in China. 2020 is when it really affect the United States and the rest of the world. However, they start that. So the name comes from that. So it's coronavirus, and it's 19 because the year that they start. The pandemic is stressful for people. The fear, the anxiety is a reality. It's a new disease. Nobody knows how that works. No, it's overwhelming because you go and look for stuff, and one day they say mask, it doesn't matter, and then 3 months later, mask is so important that you cannot leave your house without the mask. And if you remember what we saw in the last webinar about the PPE, well, it is stressful. Just the fact that how you use the mask and stuff like that. Public health action, such as social distancing, and use the mask. It make the people feel isolated, lonely, and that can increase the stress. So all these actions, like I said earlier, we need to understand that it's not in our control, but it's necessary to reduce this and spread the virus. So if we trying to do our best to manage that stress, to cope with that stress, we will make sure that we are healthy, that we are be prepared, and that we are not spreading more COVID. Everybody wants this year to end. Well, maybe because they feel that in December 31st at 11:59, COVID will be disappear off the planet, and that's not gonna happen. What is gonna happen is better, and I told you, I don't know if it was in this group, but my personal opinion is that with good treatments for this, and vaccine definitely will help to go back in a certain way to our normal. All right? But if you are in a lot of stress that make you sick, which means they don't allow you to do your daily living routines, and that is affecting you big time, I highly recommend to visit the cdc.gov website. They have a lot of resources in daily life coping, in management of stress and anxiety, in the levels of need extremely measures. So if you go there, you can actually see. But let me share a little bit. This is my friend Blue, so cute. Keep on talking. It's normal to feel sad. It's normal to feel stressed. It's normal to feel confused, scared, angry during this crisis. Talking with people that you trust can help, and contact your friends and family. This is it. If you have a friend that always complains and always see the glass half empty and it's bad, well, that's not the best person to talk about your frustrations, right? Find someone in an environment that help you up to move, that have something positive to do, to say. It is normal, but don't be the complaining all the time. Just check when you're getting not in a positive attitude, clean yourself up with a lot of techniques, and I will teach one technique now after this. So the health and wealth, stay at home if you don't need to get out of the house, and especially if you feel sick, stay at home. But staying at home do not necessarily mean that you just go all over, drink all the bottles that you have, right? You know, it's a healthy lifestyle. Have a proper diet in your house. Cook. I've been watching all these recipes and trying. Some get really bad, but some get good. Try new things and keep contact with your loved ones. FaceTime, the technology right now. Can you imagine 100 years ago when it was a non-communication, non-internet, none of this technology in our favor, right? And people have that pandemic, that horrible, that, eliminated the flu, the Spanish flu. Remember?
I don't remember, but I've read about it.
I thought you were there. I'm sorry. Well, the stories say it, right? But can you imagine those people that never see their loved ones, that never communicate? Now we have that. So we have the option to call and see the person in a FaceTime.
Like George Jetson.
Yes. Like what is the name of that? The Jetsons. I love the Jetsons. Yeah, we are seeing that. But hey, it's still, and if you don't have any of those technologies, but you still have a phone that you flip and you can call. Keep away, and this is very important, from the smoking, alcohol, drugs. Even if you feel that if you take this, that help you to relieve the stress, in a long term, it's even worse. Tic tacs. Tic tac. Did I say it correctly, my love? Oh, thank you. Gather information that will help you to determine your risk. What you are doing here, connecting and learning and look for facts and look for things that make your life better, that's the right way to go. But be very mindful. You will find many information out there that is not accurate, that is just based on things that are not really what is going on. So when you're looking for the facts, look for the sources that are secure, like CDC, like World Health Organization, like companies and organizations that really have the interest on your health, know to sell you something. Because you will find, oh, you take this medication, you take these vitamins, you put this mask, and you are going to be perfectly fine. Limit your exposure to media. Hello. If you're watching news, especially now with elections and all that stuff, fun stuff, you're going to get really stressed out. So limited that information. It's not that you don't need to get the information, but don't watch it all day long. You wake up, you watch your news in the newspaper if you get it, or on the phone, in the tablet, and then you turn the TV and you eat with the news. And so be mindful of that. And then challenge yourself. Challenge to learn new skills. That is really good. It is a lot of things now, like Pinterest, like YouTube, that help you up and go through, do it yourself. And that is fantastic because they create new things, help your brain, and develop skills, and that make you manage emotions during that challenge. So just to kind of do a recap of managed coronavirus anxiety. If it's for you, avoid excessive exposure to media coverage, connect with others through calls, texts, internet, add extra time for daily stress relief, and you will learn something in a minute. Practice self-care, focus on your mental health, read, all right? Do something. It's 15 simple ways to live more positive in your life. Surround yourself with positive people. Hold tight to your faith, whatever it is. Have a hobby. Spend more time with your family when you have that opportunity, even if it's virtual. Focus on what makes you happy, not what bothers you. So if you focus on what is bothering you, believe me, your stress levels going to the roof. Read motivational books. Yell less. Don't compare yourself with others. Is a lot of techniques that you have to look like perfect in a picture or in a social media. But the reality is that you don't need to compare or try to be with like someone else because you are unique. Have more patience with yourself. If you learn how to have patience with yourself, your stress management, definitely it will be much better. Laugh more, we say that already. Listen to podcasts. There's a lot of podcasts right now with positive input. Give back. There's a lot of possibilities to give back in your community, in other organizations, even online. Help others. Don't let the sad news that you hear and read consume you. If you have bad news or you hear so much, and right now we are exposed to a lot of bad news. It's just like, what is now, right? It's just like, we're just waiting what is the worst things that is happening today. But allow you have that feelings, but don't allow those feelings to consume you. And take some things with a grain of salt. Please, one day at a time. And if you have kids, reassure them that they will be safe. Let them talk about their worries. Share your own coping skills with them. Limit their news and exposure at 5 years old, 9 years old, 10 years old, even a teenager. Do not need to watch the news every day, all day. All right? And if you have to be in quarantine, in isolation, because unfortunately you get in contact with someone that have COVID, or you have COVID per se, even if you do not have any symptoms, prepare. Keep in contact with your loved ones via social media, text, phones. Let them know how you feel. Let them know that keep them informed what is happening, that reduce their stress, but your stress as well, because you know that someone knows what is going on. Create a daily self-care routine. If you're on the medication, if you need oxygen, if you need whatever you need at home and they send you home, they don't want you in the hospital, make sure you have a list of what is going on, what you put to contact with in case that you need to get. And keep yourself busy. If you're asymptomatic, which means that you have the COVID, but you do not have the symptoms of it, you're gonna get bored because you're like, okay, I'm here, what I need to do. So keep yourself busy. Games, books, movies. Focus on your relaxation techniques. And that's exactly what you will learn to end, is that a program that we have in VITAS, this is a Lavender Touch. And the Lavender Touch is something that we do to our patients before COVID, but actually I'm gonna teach you how to do it yourself. So I'm gonna try to put our camera, but let me finish with the presentation, and then I'm trying to do the camera and I do the exercise together. In the palm of your hands, and if you ever heard about acupuncture or having acupuncture, that is based on the connection that your nerves have in your palms, in your feet, in your hands, and the rest of your body. That trigger points help to reduce the stress in your organs internally. So for those that are seeing the screen, you will see a chart of the hand reflexology chart. That means the areas that you actually get connected with your organs inside. So with this technique, we help to reduce that stress. This is not a therapy, and I'm not saying that you now are turning into an acupuncture or you want to do this to someone else and charge for it, okay? This is just a general information. You can find this chart anywhere, but it's pretty much to give you an idea why we do the movements that we do, the touch that we do, and the trigger points that we use in. So the first is to learn how you do the movements. The movements are to be circular and press. So we're going to do that movements, circular and pressed. And every time that we do it in the point of our fingers, we do the pressure movement, the pressure point movement, because that's gonna help to reduce any type of stress in your head, especially your sinus and your brain. If you're going more like if you hurt like your throat, in your mouth, nose, and that area per se is gonna be in the second phalange of your finger. So that in the graphic you can see your pressure points are gonna be that. So relax and be safe. But what we're gonna do right now is that I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna try to put my camera on. Here we go. And I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to do this, stopping and coming back. Let's see if I can do this. let me, okay. I tried to show there. It's like, it's not that working that well. Let me just do this here. And I'm almost done, I promise. I promise. Here we go. Okay.
Oh.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna leave that there because you don't need to go to a spa to get your own little stress relief. So you can use different type of lotions. We use lavender because lavender per se have a lot of benefits to relieve stress for years.
Mm-hmm.
Lavender has been used. You can use it like in aromatherapy. You can use it like lotion. You can do it and use it like you want.
Lavender, you use it very sparingly.
Yes, it can be very strong, I'm told.
But I highly recommend this one.
You can buy that online.
You can buy that online, and you can use it in Whole Foods have that. And what it's helping is to do the massages and do your touch. All right. So pretty much what you do is if you're doing it for someone else that is in your household, and so you just ask for permission and say, hey, do you want me to do this to you? Don't grab, and I learned this in the webinar. Let me try it on you. No, that do not help for the stress relief. You need to ask permission, and you will say, hey, let me do this. So you put a little bit of the lotion on you. And then this is going to be very difficult because the camera, but I'm going to try to stop it and start. So you start from here, from the bottom, yes. And then you do circles going up to your fingers, towards your fingers. Yes, but you do the circles with your thumb, not with your finger, with the thumb, okay? So you go all over. When you finish all this,
Mm-hmm.
you finish the
Yeah.
thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you start pressure every single finger.
Tips.
The tips, yes.
Now you just put pressure on it. You don't circle.
No, you just put the pressure on it. And it's just like 3 seconds per each. And you do it in that way. And that will help.
Okay.
So now you will do like a full hand massage, round, 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 round towards the tips. Completely.
Oh, like completely.
Yes. So you go up, 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 and then you go to the front of your.
This is great to do before bedtime.
Oh, so we're doing this. Okay.
Yeah. And you can actually repeat it. The other exercise that you can do is like if you're actually milk a cow. I know everybody here know how to milk a cow every morning with your, exactly. So this is what you're gonna do. Hold on.
Oh, okay. I was wondering what you were doing.
Yeah, every single
So you're going
finger.
like this. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And you can feel it, right?
Yes. I do that when my hands cramp up on me.
Exactly. And then you change your hand and you do it to the other side.
Oops.
Yes, you don't need to
Ah.
put your hand down. You just do it like
Oh,
comfortable.
anyway, okay.
Yes, anyway, you have to. It's just like with my camera frozen, I'm trying to.
So I can do it up, I can do it sideways, I can do it down. But
Exactly.
anyway, I usually do it down because it feels like it's more
But
forced.
check this out. In my example of my little spa, right?
Mhm.
That is a candle. It's all Dollar Tree. You don't need to spend a lot of money. This is electric. This
Oh,
is
electric.
electric. So you can
Oh.
actually buy a couple of these and don't be scared that you're gonna burn your house if you go sleep with the candle on. The only thing that is gonna happen is the battery gonna run down, but that's important. You can use as well the aromatherapy. You can use your diffuser. You can use the little, this is like lavender deodorant crystals that you use. You can put your own things. You just get, this is all, seriously, this is all Dollar Tree. You have your own space. You just take the time for yourself. 5 minutes. The 5 minutes that you use for your social media, so you can use a little bit for yourself. You put everything on your bathroom, on your bed, whatever you want, even watching TV, just relax, just breathe. But the best idea is to use music to create the environment that help you out to be like concentrating yourself. When you do that type of things, you please take the time for yourself. Take the time for yourself. If you like Christian music or gospel music, you can utilize that. If you like just the sounds or the nature, you can have that. Pandora is fantastic for that because they can give you options of what you want. Nature sounds are fantastic, the ocean, whatever you want, but just at the end of the day, before you go sleep or early in the morning, however, in the half of the day, you actually don't need time management, remember? And that will help. Thank you so much. I don't know if you have any questions. I know we talk a lot for an hour, and I'm sorry about this camera difficulties.
It happens. It's, technology, everyone is doing it. All of a sudden, Zoom has taken off. We all went virtual in the matter of no time flat. So I think this is great. Personally, it kind of reinforced a couple of things that I've been trying to do for myself, which is limit my social media to just people that are happy and not constantly complaining, not constantly posting, horrible stuff. And I'm just like, I can't do this anymore. I just need to, focus on the positive stuff, go to see positive TED Talks, positive videos. I've been baking, which is very unusual for me, but I have. So, all this stuff is really great. Doing new hobbies, trying to be more active, within the confines of what, one can do. But, this has been really wonderful, Gloria and Chris. I really, I hope everyone, received something from it. The next one is for Thursday, November 3rd, which is improving communication skills during the COVID. That's our next seminar.
I think it's September 3rd. I know it is not November. It's September 3rd.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I say November? Yes. Oh, September 3rd. I'm so sorry.
I know you want to finish this 2020 quick.
That's what it is. I want to finish it come January 1st, 2021. I hope everything is
better. Everything is going to be better.
Yes, not new normal. I like the old normal better.
Yeah. So, yeah, everybody definitely. It's only a mutual feeling, but like I say, we need to adapt and we need to move forward.
Yes, we are moving forward. So, and these things will, all these seminars and webinars that we're doing with VTOS is going to help us move forward in a very positive way. So
I'm
whatever
very
comes
happy
down
to
our
hear that.
path, pipeline, we'll be able to handle it. Gloria, we appreciate it, and the people that attended, we really appreciate your attendance.